Hello and welcome back to the Star Wars universe. I am here to talk about Rogue One in my Robe One. That's a terrible joke. So, Rogue One finally came out and I finally got to see it. I know I'm a few days behind, but I did get to see it and I think it was absolutely incredible. Now, just a warning here, there's going to be a ton of spoilers because I'm just going to talk about everything. So as the movie starts out, you get to see what seems to be back right around episode 3, when Jyn was still a child, and you get to see how her father was taken away by the Emperor, or the Empire, and forced to build the Death Star. Now, this isn't going to be a full-on review. This is going to be just a quick little video on this. So the things that I liked about this, the new droid, K2SO, was hilarious. You know, he was worried, the actor, of course, was worried that his character would be played off as like a Jar Jar Binks and people wouldn't like him. But I thought he was amazing. I thought the jokes that he had, worked very well. Especially the first one, congratulations, you're being rescued. That was a wonderful line. And his character was done well because his humor was sarcastic and not overly done. It was just the right amount, and he was also useful, unlike a lot of the other characters that people don't like, especially at the end when they're stealing the Death Star plans, and he's running the computer, and he's also, shooting off stormtroopers, and, he smashes the thing, locks them in so they can't be captured. He's actually a very useful character, done very well. I feel like all the actors in this movie played their parts very well, besides the robot. I love the blind guy, his skills in the Force, which are never truly shown. He doesn't use any Force powers, but he's Force sensitive and he can detect, the world around him. And then there's all the Darth Vader scenes. We get to see him tell a joke, which was funny. It was actually kind of funny. People don't like the joke that he told. I thought it was good. And then, of course, at the end, when he basically destroys a bunch of rebels, they're shooting at him, and he's just twirling his lightsaber around, blocking everything, picking people up with the other hand, chopping them in half. You get to see him in full power mode, and that's great. The only thing that it raises the questions for me is, I don't know if they were thinking about how he was in Episode 4, where when he's fighting Obi-Wan, he didn't quite have that kind of strength behind him, although I kind of feel in the way at that point he regretted everything and honestly was holding back. In a way, he kind of didn't care one way or another what happened. And of course he won, but I think he was just looking for a way out. And it might be even possible that he was in on the whole thing, knowing that it would take Luke to destroy the Emperor. He may have known the whole time. It's really hard to say. Besides all that, there's talk about the original ending of the movie, how the director said that he originally wrote it where the main two characters live, and of course in this one they all die. Which is kind of sad, but in a way it makes a lot of sense because they weren't in the other movies, so it just made sense to have them die off. The only other thing I can see them being used for, honestly, is to have them steal the second Death Star plans. When many Bothans died to get this information, they could have worked with the Bothans. Could have been an idea. Originally, in the contract for Felicity, there was a clause saying that you are, we're required to give you a sequel if you wish to be in it. And that probably would have been the sequel, but I don't think we're going to get that anymore. Maybe we'll get her as a cameo. Maybe they'll show her off in the Rebels cartoon. Maybe they'll show her off in one of these later episodes just as a flashback saying, here's one of the many people who have died to get to this point. Overall, I thought this movie was amazing. It is one of the best Star Wars movies I have ever seen, and is equal to, if not greater, in my opinion, than The Force Awakens. Definitely go see it if you haven't. And that was my opinion, and I'll see you next time.